Mr. Vijay Karunakaran, CEO, Engage Technologies Private Limited, has a vast experience in leading various Fortune 500 companies. During his 12 plus years at Intel as director, he led and nurtured varied businesses and engineering functions. He holds an MS in electrical engineering from Tennessee Tech and an MBA in entrepreneurship and marketing from Duke University.
Thank you. May I now request Mr. Vijay and his team to address the participants and present the demo, please.
Check, mic check. We good? Good afternoon all. How are we all doing? All good. See now, what's the most dreadful thing for a speaker? The slot after lunch. Plus this sound. Let me repeat. For a speaker, the most dreadful thing is the slot after lunch. Why? Three things. Stomach is full, your mind drifts away, then you spend an hour in social media and chatting with your friends during lunchtime. So you come back for lunch, it's difficult to focus. So I would like to make my talk as interactive as possible so that there is a lot of engagement, and I'll try to make it a useful, valuable time for you all. Yeah? So I'm going to wait for a minute for guys to settle down. Yeah, it's very distracting when people are walking around. Can I get the first slide, please? I've been in the tech space, business space for quite a while, almost 30 years. And beyond that, the most important things, I have two kids. My son is entering college this year, and I have a daughter who is 6 years old. My son Adi, his name is Adi, right? He was a very good boy 4 or 5 years back when he was probably in the 7th, 8th grade. Anytime he does something mischievous, anything naughty, he gets a punishment. We all get punishment from our parents, right? He gets a punishment. Typically, the punishment were two things. One, we ask him to go to corner of a room and stand there for 30 minutes. So either that, or we will blackmail him. How? Appa, Amma is not going to talk to you for a day, for 2 days. The son will be so upset, crying, Dad, don't do that. Mom, don't do that. I cannot be without talking to you. Don't do that. Right? That's how he was. 7th arch, 8th arch, 11th arch. I say the same thing to him. He does a lot more naughty things these days compared to though they are different level. I tell him, Dad is not going to talk to you. Mom's not going to talk to you. He's like, what's the big deal? Then I tell him, no Wi-Fi. Oh my God, no smartphone. Oh God. Right? The same reaction he got for no parents, now it goes for no Wi-Fi, no, I didn't mean wife. He's too young for a wife. No Wi-Fi and no smartphone. That is the intensity of punishment he feels, right? When you say no Wi-Fi, no internet, it's very warm here. So the reason I say this because that is the dependency of technology on kids these days. Kids mean school student, college student, everybody, right? And what is the basis of that? Internet, right? Internet is the basis of all things we do right now, both at work and beyond work. So I am from an MBA college also, so I was at your position long time back, and I have employed lots of MBA students, so it's such a big pleasure to be among you all, especially post-lunch. Thanks, Meme, for the opportunity. So let's take a step back. Let's take a step back and think where we were some 50, 60 years back and where we are right now, right? I'm not sure how many of you guys have seen many of the technology have in flash in front of you. Batch processing, right? Batch processing where people had punch cards, you punch things and you put into the systems. From there, we evolved into command line interface, CLI, where it was keyboards and PCs you were interacting along with it. Then you moved into GUI. Now you move into the new touch screens, right? So that's where we are right now. We are in the era of touch screen, but it took quite a bit of here, almost 60, 70 years to evolve from where we were with punch card, batch machines to a touch screen. If you look at it, as we moved along, right, over the years, the interactivity has changed. Before it was physically moving things, punch card into a system. Then it became a keyboard, we were punching through a keyboard. Then it was touch screen. Now, moving forward, starting few years to the next 2-3 years, it's all going to be immersive interaction. Immersive interaction as in using your voice, using your fingers, using your hand, using your eyes. How can you interact with the computing? That's the next generation era. Right? So, right from the 1800s, right, ever since we learned about to read and recognize characters, we always observed content. When I say we observe content, what I mean by that is the content, whether it was a newspaper or a PC screen or a mobile computing, it was a display in front of you. If you have to interact with it, what do? You zoom in, zoom out, you do a swipe left, swipe right. That's how we interact with it. You were always very warm, right? Yeah? Guys, it's very, very warm. I'm sweating inside. Can you turn on the AC, please? Yeah? All right. Let's get the AC coming in. And it looked pretty bad on a big screen, with the sweating, right? Looks pretty bad. So anyways, where was I? Yeah, so all along, we were all interacting with the content as an observer. You were the video cameraman, sets the camera, or a video designer does the design. The video becomes an MP4 file, it comes to your screen. You interact as a fixed display, right? The next generation of technology, the next generation of internet is going to be somewhere where you are immersive, you are middle of the content. Content is happening around you, right? That changes the entire paradigm as how we're going to observe, how we're going to interact with the content. No longer you're just observing, you are among the content. That changes a lot of pretty cool use models, right? And we all knew, right, people who were non-believers of technology before the pandemic, they all, what? Adopted and embraced technology because of COVID, right? They were doing things, making things work, whether it is social or whether it is work or it is healthcare, without having to go to the place physically. Virtual presence was established. We had close to 10 years of accelerated adoption happening all in 2 years. Yeah, that's one of the only good thing that happened in pandemic, beyond, right? So as we move along, you see, right? So things have evolved. Things have evolved over the years. Now, let's take a guess. Do you know how many hours do we spend in a day on computing, on internet, roughly? That includes your PC and your mobile. Roughly, anybody? I want to hear it. I want to hear it. How many hours? 12 hours. 8 hours. Yes, 8. Anybody here this side? 10 hours. 10 this side? 12 hours. Who said 12? You spend 12 hours, is it? 24 hours. Very good. So you don't sleep?
We check the mobile phone, check the time, right?
Oh, okay. We check every minute?
We could if we want.
Yeah, I know. There, how many hours, roughly? 3 hours. So, see, in an average, Indians, right? Indians in India, we spend average. There are extremes. There are people who spend 18 hours. There are some guys who spend 3 hours. On an average, we spend close to 7 to 8 hours. 7 hours. That includes all things That includes your work, your social media, entertainment, sports, etc., etc., right? So we are the ones who spend around 7 to 8 hours. Do you know who spends the least among all countries? Japan, average. They spend little more than 4 hours. Do you know who spends the max of all countries? South Africa, 11 hours, average. So that could be people like what you said, 24 hours a day connected. Yeah? So that's the dependency of technology that we have on our life. That's pretty close to, if you consider you guys are sleeping 7 hours a day, that means that 40% to 50% of the time that you are awake, you are connected to the internet. So it is very, very important for business students that you understand where the internet is going to be in the next 2-3 years. How it's going to impact the way you work, the way you live, the way you learn. Right? It's very, very important. So in today's presentation or talk, we're going to look at internet. We're going to look at internet, the next internet, and we're going to see how AI has a large implication on internet and how it's going to change the way you live beyond work. Now that we have established the context, the context is next internet, yeah? And to see how it impacts. Next slide, please. I want you guys to observe this, and I'm going to ask you a few questions from this side, yeah? Can somebody tell me what is this slide talks about? Yeah? Facebook changed name to, I'm sure everybody in this room have a Facebook account or some part of WhatsApp or Instagram account, right? We all deal with that. So do you all know that Facebook changed name to Meta? Yeah? Everybody in the room? Facebook changed name to Meta. Why? Facebook is in the business of what? Connecting people. Facebook is in the business of connecting people. They are connecting people for their work, for their social life and whatnot, right? And for commerce. So why would Facebook change its name from Facebook to Meta? Facebook still is an application, the parent company I meant. The parent company of Facebook, WhatsApp and Instagram. Changed name to Meta. Why? Anybody? Why Facebook changed name to Meta? I'm going to wait here until you guys answer. I'm just going to wait and look at you all. Anybody? You look. Yes. Yes. Just take a dig at it. Anything. No answer is a bad answer. Yeah? This is post-lunch, guys. Stomach is full. Mind is drifting. Yeah? You need to come back into the real world. So answer a question. Why did Facebook... You guys are going to be the competitors, right? Yeah, you guys are looking very, very smart. So tell me, why did Facebook change name to Meta? Facebook is something that we connect on an everyday basis. And you all know Facebook changed to Meta. And you guys are all business students. For a business need, Facebook changed name to Meta. No. I mean, sort of thing. That's what they're doing right now. Facebook changed to Meta because the next internet is metaverse. Right? So I'm going to the next thing. Metaverse is the next internet. The current internet, which is Web 2.0, in which Facebook is currently there, in which you guys are all connected, is in a 2D, two-dimensional internet. Now the world is going to move from 2D to 3D. We are already doing that for enterprises. To make sure the business of Facebook, I use the word business deliberately because you're all business students. The business of Facebook need to be aligned to the future, which is 3D, which is metaverse. Hence, Facebook changed the name from Facebook to Meta. Are we all clear now? Yeah? Now that we know why Facebook changed from Facebook to Meta, which is metaverse, let's go look into what is metaverse. So I just want to make sure we have a logical flow here. So before we do that, let's see a video how your life is going to be moving along. And many of this technology you're going to see right now are something that is being used in the current world at various levels, enterprises. So I'm going to shut up now and play the video. Volume, please. Volume, please.
Within ourselves, stay close and look at it. Great things happen when we commit to something bigger than ourselves. Stay close and look at it.
Place this here, the scenery everywhere, okay?
This sense of collaboration and the feelings of connection it brings excites us.
Hey, just in time. We're gonna move it slightly, okay?
What's yours, Dave?
We have 2 planes right now on the same trajectory.
As we put people first, technology fades into the background and feels like anything but.
Hey, what do you think of
What, 30, maintaining 2800? We'll be clear for approach.
This changes the way we see the world, and in turn, changes the world we see.
Let's take a look at what working in the metaverse will be like. Imagine if you could be at the office without the commute. You would still have that sense of presence, shared physical space, those chance interactions that make your day all accessible from anywhere. Now imagine that you have your perfect work setup and you can actually do more than you could in your regular work setup. And on top of all that, you can keep wearing your favorite sweatpants.
Looking good. Let's get together real quick for a debrief.
I'm free now. Let's jump in.
Hi.
Hey.
So what do we think?
Things ready.
Alright.
I'll prep it for the presentation.
Alright, good luck.
So, we're gonna have an astrophysicist in the family.
Actually, I have to write this paper. Will you help me?
Let's take a closer look. What part of the solar system are we talking about?
Saturn.
If you were taking astrophysics, you could study in the metaverse.
Did you know the rings are made of billions of icy particles?
Really?
Look at this.
Gaming in the metaverse is going to span from immersive experiences in fantasy worlds to bringing simple games into our everyday lives through holograms. Maybe you'll play old games in new ways.
So, Barcelona, huh?
Well, it's not New York, but I like it.
New York, this is.
What's that?
I said, let me put my game face on so I can beat you.
Okay. Check.
No. After I talk. All right. So what do you guys think? You think it is possible in the future or currently? Yeah? So let me tell you one thing. Everything is right now is being done. The only difference between what's happening now and what you see in the video is primarily the devices, right? You see very thin and light devices they are wearing. Currently, that's not the state. We are little bigger devices, right? But in terms of capability, is exactly same. And many of these technologies you guys are already using. Let me see. At the end, the guy was playing a chess game, right? That's holographic teleportation. Hologram coming through. We'll break down the technology for you all in terms of AI. You've seen the game face? That's something we all use on a regular basis. What is that? Yeah, Instagram filters. Yeah, filters, we use it without knowing. That's augmented reality. Every filter you all use, right, in your smartphones, that's nothing but the next computing, augmented reality. Yeah? So let's break it down what you all saw to see if it makes sense. One was purely work, right? Work, the guy was trying to design and review a automobile, right? Nowadays, the world is small, world is flat. There's never a single place we can have everything. That man is sleeping so nicely. You get up, right? No sleeping, right? So when you design anything these days, right? The team is never in a single place. The team is dispersed across the world. And to get people together for every design review is very, very complicated and expensive, right? So this immersive computing, I use the word immersive computing now, which is the next internet, does the exactly same thing as before, which is connecting people. And now you have it in 3D, 3 dimensions. So that's what you saw in the automobile design. There are a couple of people, one guy physically present, say in Chennai, and through a device called HoloLens, which my friend Asha is wearing there, he is seeing a holographic view, 3D view of the car that they are designing. Now, if he wants to have a word with his counterpart, who could be in Germany or any other country for that matter, his hologram is going to appear in front of him. And when he wears a HoloLens, both of them see the exact same automobile, real time. And they could do a design review, do exported view, everything that's required for a design review, right? That's very, very powerful, right? So that's what happens in the first one. Second thing is the ATC. That is the air traffic control that you saw, right? So typically what happens is in air traffic controller, which you would have seen it in many movies, it's all flat screen, right? Is there in every airport flat screen? And depending on the flight things, they look at it. If in case they want to see different view, they click here, click there, look at different views, so that they can get a perspective of the entire traffic of the in the air, both for takeoff and landing, and also to divert different planes depending on the route, right? Now, what they're doing through immersive computing is they're able to see everything in 3D in front of them. So they get a much better perspective. They get to get an accurate view of what's happening in the air so that they can make fast decisions. They can make accurate decisions. That's what's happening in there. Very, very powerful. And typically what happens is, as newcomer into the industry that you all will be very, very soon, you all go through a learning phase, a learning curve. So at every point of time, you will need your senior or supervisor to come and help you out. If he's not there, we all panic. Boy, it's a critical decision. If in the same situation, if in case you want to bring in a supervisor, you hit a button, the hologram of the supervisor comes in front of you, you could clarify the questions immediately. They're all happening right now. Yeah? That's first thing. The last thing is the game. The work is pretty cool. No more screens, no more having to go, right? All your workspace is in front of you. You could do many things. And you can do a design review, like whether it's a construction or whether it is building or whether it is automobile or it is game, doesn't matter. That's the way it is. Next slide, please. All right, now that we have defined internet is very important, then we defined what is the next internet, then we talked about why Facebook changed name. Facebook changed name because of metaverse. Now you saw some examples of how people do work in the metaverse. Let's break it down. What is metaverse? So in a very simplistic way, metaverse is the next internet. The next internet is metaverse. And metaverse is just not only AR, VR. AR, VR is one of the component. The main critical component of metaverse is AI, blockchain. Yeah? So every bit of AI that's being developed and is being used in metaverse because the data, just think about it. One of the key benefits of AI ML is because data crunching is going to be huge. As Professor Kamakoti said in the morning, data science is a very important course for business guys. Why? You need to understand data. You need to know how to analyze data. You need to know how to make decisions based on data, right? That's the whole idea. Now, if that's the case in 2D, think about 3D. Multiply the 2D with probably 10 times, 20 times, 100 times to become 3D. So the amount of data is going to be huge. Hence, the data science is very, very important, right? So what are the key things? We talked about AI/ML, right? AI/ML is very critical part. One of the key feature of your AR/VR is what? Vision, computer vision, right? Computer vision, the way we see things. Why are we different from any other? We have eyes, we have brain. Eyes sees things. Once we see things, based on our past memory, past learning, our brain computes things, then we understand what we are seeing, right? So vision in IT is called computer vision. The fundamental of augmented reality and virtual reality is computer vision. Computer vision is nothing but AI, artificial intelligence, a lot of algorithms. So I don't want to go deep into it because you guys are all business students, but that is the fundamental, computer vision. Computer vision is the fundamental foundation for AR and VR. And that's the key part of metaverse, that is AI. That's now gaming, we all know, right? So gaming is one of the first and foremost industry that adopts any technology. PC, smartphone, it is always the gamers. I'm sure there's no gamers in this room, okay? I'm just kidding. How many gamers? All right, everybody's gamer. So whoever is awake, they're raising hand. I'm sure I will get sleeping. So gaming is very, very important. It's typically the gaming industry which adopts any new technology and they drive it to bring the cost down. Scalability, right? What brings cost down? Scale. Any product that you launch in the world, whether it is computing or whatnot, the initial price is always little high. The performance is always little low. Why? Because the scale, the volume is low. As people adopt, as more guys start using it, the scale goes up, the price comes down. That is the supply demand. Yeah? This is your business 101. So that is your gaming engine. Internet and cloud we talked about. Everything is up in the cloud. Whatever it is up there. Yeah, it's all in the cloud. Tokens and NFT. Anybody know what is NFT here? A lot of guys know it. Yeah? NFT stands for non-fungible token, right? And the blockchain is the foundation for NFT. Yeah? Smart contract is the foundation for NFT. The way we live in physical world, that is a alternate digital world. You guys all will believe. The front rowers will not believe. People will not believe that in digital world, that is Fortnite nu ஒரு game இருக்கு சார். Right? Fortnite nu ஒரு game இருக்கு. ஒரு 3 yearsல 350 million people logged into Fortnite game. எவ்வளோ? 350 million. Yeah, 350 million. That's close to a US population. Yeah, 350 million people. And there is a rap artist called Travis Scott. You know him? Yeah, it's a good rapper. Yeah, just rap it out, baby. So Travis Scott. Travis Scott launched his first concert, not in the physical, not first concert in metaverse, but he did give out a big performance, right, in a metaverse. 27 million people logged in on that day. How much? 27 million people logged in on a single day, right? That's, if we add up all the 50 top physically attended events, if you add them up, it doesn't make 27 million. And Travis Scott made a cool $25 million on that particular day, right? Why it is important? People who are non-believers of digital world need to understand the reason why communities, why retail happens, real estate booms, commerce happens, because people live in a community. The reason why a Poise Garden is so expensive, city is expensive, outskirts is not that expensive, because more people live around the cities, not outskirts, right? The community builds business. When you see 20 million people logging in a single day in a community, the digital world, there is huge potential for business or commerce. So what did these guys do? Who were logged in, just like in a physical event, you don't go like anything, right? You wear good clothes, you wear shoes, you wear glasses, you try to look, cool and go. 15 minutes? Yeah. All right. Okay, cool. So same way, the digital world metaverse, people become avatars. They logged in. They all wear NFTs. They all wear clothes, digital clothes that is delivered or sold by top brands like Nike and Ray-Ban and etc. etc. Commerce happens. People buy physical, digital buildings. Yeah, huge. Just a quick thing. My friend's son, 11th grade, he was a gamer. Wake up. Yeah. So 11th standard, 2 years back, he was a gamer. He started playing games. He didn't have enough money to play games, right? So the budget per month was all exhausted. So what did he do? He started mining because his father had some 10, 12 nice high computing machines. So he used those machines, plugged into the blockchain, and he got some 0.001 bitcoins. He used that to play more games. Due to the fact that he understood this this NFTs and things like that, he understood the smart contract. Now, as a second-year business college student, he is writing smart contract, which is purely an agreement between a product owner and a buyer on the terms of agreement. Right? There's a physical, but now it's digital. He makes 13 lakhs per month just doing freelancing work. Smart contracts. So that is the NFT. So all those things makes metaverse. Yeah? So, and cryptocurrencies, you all know about it, right? Bitcoins, Ethereum, right? Cryptocurrencies. So a lot of exchanges. So AR, VR, we talked about, right? So AR, VR, AR stands for augmented reality, VR stands for virtual reality, MR stands for merged reality, all combined together is called XR, extended reality. That, along with the blockchain, makes metaverse. There is a demo, guys. I'm going to pass on to Sri Harsha, raise hands, and Prashant for a quick demo to see what I'm talking about.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Very good afternoon. So, more than you're seeing me, I think you're looking at the screen, right? So, what I have here is the latest device from Microsoft called the HoloLens, which is a mixed reality headset, a HMD. So, this has immense capabilities. It's got the latest XR2 processor, which by far is the most powerful XR computing processor that has been created. Now this device, if you look at it, you can see that I can see all of you through it, but I can still see a augmented screen on my display. Can you see this? Yeah? So I can interact with it. For example, I can scroll up, scroll down, I can interact with it. At the same time, I can also manipulate it the way I want to. For example, I turn here, it comes here. I interact with it on a regular basis. All this while when Vijay was explaining, I was interacting with it to create my own space, my own content. I was trying to create content for myself. So let me quickly pull up an app so that I can explain how mixed reality content works and what is the logic behind it. So I've opened an application. You can see that it's scanning my space now. Okay, let me do one thing. I think it's already open there. Let me. Okay.
Tread is formulated to balance wear life and provide traction during a wide range of all-season conditions. Tread is composed of various raw materials mixed together and then extruded into a specified shape.
So what we did was, while testing the app, we opened multiple objects across this plane. Yeah. Okay. No, I'm good. So, welcome to HoloPresence. This is how you would be able to see somebody when you actually wear the headset and interact with it. Right? You can interact with them in this manner. So, I see a virtual person in front of me. Can you see him? Yes? So, this is how HoloPresence works, where you would have 3D scanners in your home, and they would scan the person and they would project it to me in my headset hereafter. See, Vijay is standing right here, and you can see the tire over here. Can you see it? Now, I can interact with this tire, right? Can you see that? I can interact with this tire, and at the same time, I can point at it and click it. Can you see this? It has recognized my space and has expanded itself. Now I get to explore the various components or parts of the tire. Each time I click on it, a virtual avatar of the person appears and he explains the concept to me.
Provide traction during a wide range of all-season conditions. The tread is composed of various raw materials mixed together and then extruded into a specified shape. Materials may include natural.
So what he's doing right now is he's explaining the the concept of the tire, but the idea here is that we interact with virtual avatars, we interact with 3D objects in the same space that we are living in. Yeah.
Thank you, Ashra. So if you look at it, it's nothing beyond a computer. This is just a computer, right? Your smartphones, your PCs would be replaced by a device. If not this size, might be a little smaller. Apple is going to launch Apple Glass soon, right? Soon, the next year. So he's going to replace. All it does is computing. So his head movement is his mouse. His display that's happening in front of me is a display. And every bit of computing that's there in PCs are going to be there. Or there already. So that's what it is. Right? Next. So what do you guys think? So this is used by, we have supplied probably around 200 of them to Indian defense. So we do work in the defense sector. So many of the trainings that happens in Indian defense are happening through VR. You know that the US government placed a $22 billion business to Microsoft for this HoloLens. $22 billion. 1 billion is 8,000 crores. Just multiply with 22. That's the amount. So the entire defense training for the US Armed Forces happens through HoloLens, where they're able to bring in different scenarios. People get trained in it, right? That's how the whole education learning is going to happen moving forward. That's internet. That's the internet. Okay. What is this? Oh, there's one more thing. So we have developed a platform called Revin, and it's for stroke rehabilitation. So people post surgeries, stroke surgeries, how you can rehabilitate people. So it's one of the VR game that's used a lot of AI, a lot of BMI for doing rehabilitation. Come on. And it's a simple exercise kind of game. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. So this is a device called Oculus Quest. I'm sure. Huh? Yeah, so he is right now post stroke. When people go through a rehabilitation, typically one part of the body gets paralyzed, so they require a lot of physical rehabilitation to be there. So part of the physical rehabilitation, since really physical game is can get kind of boring for a lot of people, we have developed a VR algorithm, VR-based game, where they typically go into the space and start doing some fun game. But the algorithm based on your AI understands your body, understands your movement, sees what is the improvement, and gives the progress to the physiotherapist so that he can design the program personalized for the patient. Let's practice. So this could be a simple game for people who know game. It's a simple game, but there's a lot of AI algorithms are embedded into the system to understand human anatomy, understand the stroke person's physiology, and also the issues, and that gets baked into the program, and it gives a fairly comprehensive view to the physiotherapist so they can design it. Yes. Done? Done? Okay. Switch. I have 5 minutes more? Yeah, cool. What's the time? 5 minutes more?
Yeah, okay, 5 minutes.
Yeah, go on.
We have to close it.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Deck, please. Next deck. Next page. Next page. Yes, this is important stuff, right? So we are right now in Web 3.0. Web 1.0 is a one-way traffic. The internet hit the market in 1996. It was Web 1.0, one-way traffic. It's very important for you all. One-way traffic, that means you punch in the URL, you get the data from the server. That's Web 1.0. That is the start of the internet revolution, right? It went up to 2005 when Web 2.0, the current internet, was launched. That's a two-way traffic. You could read from a server. You can also write as a user-generated content into the server. The current Swiggy, Zomato's, and every bit of app that you use right now, including the GPS, they're all Web 2.0. One-way, two-way traffic, right? One of the two challenges or the drawbacks for Web 2.0, two things. One, it is 2D. It is 2D. The world around us, we live is 3D, whereas the internet is 2D. That's one issue. The second issue is it is centralized internet. That means every bit of content that you generate, every bit of profile information of all the users gets stored in a centralized server. Hence, there is a lot of privacy issues. So the Web 3.0, which is the metaverse, breaks the two issues. One, it 2D. So now moving forward, due to the AR and VR and what you saw as a demo, we're going to have a 3D world around us. That's one big thing. Second thing is, instead of being a centralized internet, it's going to be decentralized. That is the blockchain that we are talking about. Blockchain NFT gives you this decentralized, so that when I send a WhatsApp image to my friend here, it doesn't go to a server, it goes to him directly without WhatsApp storing my information in a very decentralized way, right? So that is the way to go. And just to put things in perspective, metaverse, the next internet, is going to be close to $13 trillion, anywhere between $8 to $13 trillion in the next 7 years. Just to put things in perspective, India's GDP is only $7 trillion. So it's going to be beyond that. So huge business opportunity for all. So every bit of applications that was developed in PC and smartphone will get converted into metaverse. I'm not saying that in 2 years, boom, we'll change into 3.0. That's not how it works. There'll be a lot of overlap. There will be Web 2.0, Web 3.0, both will coexist, but we will make a transformation into, we are already doing it. In the next 2-3 years, there will be a lot of transformation from Web 2.0, which is 2D world into 3D world, and powered by blockchain into a decentralized. So you, when you all graduate, whichever you are in, I think you will see a different world. Yeah. So done. Anyways, so that's the idea, and every bit of what I talked about, it's all powered by AI. I have another 20 slides, but I'm not going to go through it. All AI is baked inside. Yeah. So thank you very much. So for the opportunity. Thank you.